Buttons depressed.
Alrighty, let's do this thing. Quiet on the set.
Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. Coming to you live from Deltona, Florida. Celebrating over 10 years plus. And still running. Who would have ever thought they would last this long? Lunch with no other than the dynamic duo themselves, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Les.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another insert adjective here edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the Shroud of the Avatar news so you don't have to do anything other than question your personal life choices and ours, because they deserve to be questioned. It is Monday here in Shroud, and that means that giveaways are open on both streams, hopefully. If you want to get in on the streamer bundle, you must be a Shroud player, and to get in on that, type in !bundle me on both streams, twitch.tv/NBNN News and twitch.tv/Synassist. If you want to get in on the Steam key giveaway, over on Laz's side, !I love free shit. If you want to get in on my side, you need to pound the booty.
Pound it.
Yes. Oh man, and don't forget, if you want a Steam key and you don't feel like waiting, you can always tip either Laz or myself 300 bits, and we will get you a Steam key eventually. Me generally faster than Laz, depending on the number of people that have been contributing bits.
Eventually.
Or if you want to trigger a Steam key giveaway for other people, you can always tip 500 bits, and we'll play some marbles or read the Shroud news, or sub. But yes, all those things work.
That's right. Welcome to Monday, January 27th, for yet another edition of the Idiot Hour. The new name for the show.
Yes.
Just because, well, whoever said that knows who they are. And yes, stuff does get back to us. Of course, it is Monday, January 27th, 2025. We are just a couple days away from the next release of Shroud of the Avatar, and this is supposed to be a content release. Supposed to be, but we'll see what it is. Tina says he does question them on Mondays, but not the rest of the week, huh? That's interesting. And then Cece wants to know if there's a roadmap 2025 news. Yeah, after the next meeting. After the next meeting, we'll get the 2024 roadmap, and then yeah, I know Mondays. I hate Mondays. That's right. Boomtown rats.
Yes.
But yeah, there wasn't one last year, and for some reason, I'm not expecting one this year. For reasons, and I mean, I can't go into details, but I understand the details. Just as much as I hate to say it, but it is what it is. And what you don't know, you can't complain about, basically. So,
What?
yeah,
You can
exactly.
complain about anything, man.
Well, we can definitely. That's for sure. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but
I mean, it's just get a bunch of people living together and discuss the perfect indoor temperature.
yeah, I don't know. Is naked is the perfect indoor temperature.
Well, I mean, that's comfortable at naked is like,
yeah, that's per Robert Heinlein.
74, 75. Yeah. Perfect.
It just depends on who you are. I would say probably 78, but again, we can argue about that.
Yeah, 78 is also perfect. It's like, yes.
A new reality TV show? I don't think so, but
you're just lucky that I put on pants most of the. Oh wait, do I even put on pants for this show?
I don't know. Well, yeah, that's why we shoot from the waist up. You don't even get the waist; you get like from the shoulders
nipples up.
Yeah,
nipples up.
Not even that. So Knight Rider says, "Spill the beans." Okay, let me paraphrase here. Basically, if there are no promises, then you can't be disappointed when they're not fulfilled. Does that make sense? So if they don't make promises, you can't be disappointed by not getting them, like when we had in 2022 or 2023.
Well, yeah, I mean, then Knight Rider's like, but promises made previously.
By who? Yeah, question
by
is
whom?
By whom? Yeah.
And we end up with the idea, because this is always what's really funny, is that Ravalox likes to say this is the third. They're on their third iteration of who's running the project, right?
Something like that.
Portalarian to Catnip to Ravalox.
Yeah.
The problem there is who owns Catnip and who owns the game, and who was the CEO of the final CEO of Portalarium. Were those all the same individual?
Yes.
Oh,
That's right, Tina. Ask me no questions and I'll tell you no lies. That's right.
no lies.
No fries.
The problem there is even then, it's like, ask me no questions, we'll still tell you lies. Because the mouth is moving.
But anyway, moving right along, I am told that an explanation of Braemar is forthcoming on Friday's stream. So if anybody wants to understand what happened there, you may want to tune in on Friday.
Are we teleporting to Braemar real quick just for funsies?
Oh, sure, we can do that just for funsies. Oops, wrong button.
Braemar, town crier, because somehow,
For those of you who haven't seen it,
a patch that didn't have anything to do with a ground texture that we have seen anywhere in any of the notes appears to have screwed up the ground texture in Braemar.
the lovely pink texture.
And this was reported, January 3rd?
Something like that, yeah.
And
because that requires work, Knight Rider.
Yeah.
Yes, the lovely pink. And again, my I like that. That's cute. Kick me, please. That's funny.
Yes.
Too bad we couldn't kick NPCs.
Yeah.
Anybody needs anything in Braemar, stop by my location right here. It doesn't look like
moved
I've
houses.
done anything. No, this has always been here.
I'm thinking Sultan.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you've got like this house, or is it this one?
It's this one.
One of these two.
Yeah, it's this one here. Yeah.
See how so Sultan uses the exact same layout. Let's go to Sultan real quick. Because are they not identical towns?
Oh, they are.
So
with the one caveat of
okay, so the maps
there's
for
no
the
pink
two
ground.
scenes are the same.
There's no pink ground.
Yeah.
They're
So
same exact biome is what they are.
Yeah, the same map, the same base map is used for both zones. Yet somehow one is pink, the other one is not.
Yes. If we run on down this way.
Yeah, the purple dragon in.
Yes. So this is where I am in Sultan. This is where I am in Braemar. The last house in Braemar. Somebody changed this up. I don't remember this tent being here.
Well, I mean, that's part of their lot. I mean,
yeah, I understand that, but yeah.
Yeah. So someone is direct messaging me on Discord saying maybe it's broken forever or until a Unity upgrade. Well, remember, the Unity upgrade is going to take place after they do the hardware upgrade for the servers. And that is something where it just has to be set up. It's only been behind Ravlox for in excess of a year. Are we back on the lot?
We can get back there now.
Yeah,
We can get back there, and then we can get to today's hot topic. Again, I didn't get an actual explanation other than tune in on Friday. So, for reasons. So, if you want to understand what the technical Ravlox explanation is, then you'll have to tune in on Friday in order to hear whatever that explanation is for said problem and why it only happened to
in Braemar.
Braemar, yes. That's interesting. When you come back into the scene, anybody who's PvP automatically gets a question mark again, even though you've seen them before.
Well, I mean, it's frequently you have to like click on their names.
Yeah, well, I figured since I had already clicked on Knight Rider, that would be one thing, but
you change scenes though.
Change scenes, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
And
yes,
no, it's not Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
They are clones of the map. That's why I said base model.
But let's talk about clones of maps and other interesting things. Thanks to Jerton.
And Jerton has a small observation post with the state of the game 2025, a feedback thread. Hi, avatars. I've put some points of feedback in Discord, but I think it's better to put in here too. Sorry for my English. It's not my mother tongue, which means that his English is going to be much more specific and better grammar than a native English speaker.
Yeah, which I found to be quite interesting because his English and grammar, whether he used Translate or not, he did a damn good job. So I got to give props to Jerton on this one. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I mean that's why I said better than a native English speaker. Because someone's going to be
the
dick about a post no matter what.
The old Cheech Marin idea, I go to night school and take Spanish and get a B.
Yes. I have noticed the improvements in the game since those years. I really hope the developers can continue their work and attract more avatars to the game. Let me give some feedback and ideas about the things I have noticed in the game. The design of many areas are beautiful, but others still a copy and paste. It detracts a lot from the game to change area, and it looks almost the same as another area previously visited. Seeing the artistic potential of quality that you've shown is a shame that there are so many areas with copied biomes.
Couldn't agree more.
True. True. I mean, why do 7 different scenes have the same template?
Well, we're gonna go back and we're gonna fix those later. These are just placeholders.
Yes.
11 years later, we're still using the placeholders. Yes. Remember, they're placeholders.
Yeah, everything is a placeholder until it's not. The enemies see you from far away, and the pattern of enemies of the zones is tremendously similar. That is to say, in zones with similar biomes, the enemies are usually also similar. I don't know, but sometimes I find the combat in those places more annoying than pleasant, especially when the only thing I want to do is to mine. Well, I'm going to say something that we have harped on many, many times and related to Shroud. If you have a tier 1 mob and the similar species between tier 1 and tier 15, they generally behave the exact same way.
No, they don't generally behave the exact same way. They do behave exactly the same way. They just have more hit points.
A lot more hit points, yes.
Yes.
That is, and Mike Soda's like, well, their plan to redo all the placeholders is on the map for 2100.
Yes.
And the upgrade to Unity 2021 will occur in 2050. Yes. It's true. It is one where you know what? They did not work very hard on the diversification of mob behaviors. We have provided suggestions that for years that as mobs for like scene levels, like if it's a tier 1 scene, they have a sword or something like that, they use bladed combat tree and maybe an armor tree and have 1 or 2 skills and will go through those skills. Tier 2 would be second tier, tier 3 would be third, and you end up varying things. So that way you've got a variety of skills being used, and behaviors change until you get to tier 15 where they're using like all kinds of different skill trees and
every
just
level
throwing
from the top on
kitchen
down.
sink
Yeah.
at you, and you have no idea really how they're going to behave.
Now, when on that note, one of my pet peeves is you kill the archer, and the archer drops a rusty hammer.
Yeah.
He doesn't drop a bow and arrow. He drops a rusty hammer, or
Remember last year they said that one of their projects is to go revamp loot drops and combat.
Yeah, after the recipe system. After the recipe
the crafting and recipe system. Yes.
Now, I did not ask about the updates on the recipe system because I didn't want to delve too deep. Poke the bear. It's exactly what I was going to say, but I decided to try and keep away from that because you know who I was talking to.
Yes, yes. And we have harped on that a lot because the manual process that they're pulling for 2,600 recipes and a bunch of other things. It's like, this is silly.
Yeah, and again, CC, you're absolutely right. It's going to take them at least a year or two to get all that done before they move on to the combat system.
But at the same time, a year or two for them means never.
Well, now I don't know how many of you have ever run a game server before. I've run several over my many years of gaming, from UO servers to Terraria servers to just several different games that allowed you to do it. I've been tempted to actually do a GTA server, but that just sounds like way too much work. But the one thing I really liked about how UO Ultima Online did things was each individual NPC had its own variables for everything. And
Yes.
if you wanted to clone an NPC, you would just clone the actual script. And then if you wanted to add new stuff, you just went into the text file and said, okay, now you have this ability, and you gave it that ability, and you gave it, another magic spell, or another three magic spells, or another combat, and it just read whatever it was from the combat script of what it was allowed to do, and by ranking order, you can prioritize them by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what they use
Yeah.
more or less, and then randomize that. The other thing was the loot tables. Each NPC had its own specific loot table for the most part. There were some groups of loot tables that you could just say, this class was doing this, but if you wanted a specialized, golden dragon that had, X, Y, Z and loot, with a chance to drop said rare item, you would just put that into the cloned version of him and just edit it in, and then of course recompile, and boom, it just read all that stuff and went, here you go, you've got a new NPC. And I used to love playing with that stuff, because as my opinion, and some of you may or not agree or disagree with me, but my opinion was the point that when you met a dragon in a dungeon, it should make you want to shit your pants and run, screaming. Not, hey, I'm going to try and solo this dragon. So in my version of the game, I made dragons to such a point where, there was a red dragon, there was a green dragon, there was a gray dragon, and, the green dragon's was a poisonous dragon. And a single hit from his poison breath would fucking kill you flat out, unless you use some tact, or you use some range, or you use some a bunch of explosion potions. But you had to use common sense as well as just brute force. You couldn't just attack it by yourself, and there was just no way to beat it by itself. You had to have a party with you in order to defeat this thing, and you had to have a healer or three, because you are going to die when you go up against said dragons. But
Yeah.
that was just my outlook on it. I had other dragons that were just regular.
Are you saying dragons shouldn't be one shot in Shroud of the Avatar?
They shouldn't be one shot anywhere.
No.
Again, dragons should not be a solo. I mean, it's funny that we talk about this, but I mean, how many fantasy adventures was the dragon killed by a soul person? Too many.
Yeah.
They got that one shot. Oh, go for the dragon's underbelly. Go for the heart. Go, yeah. I don't believe that. Dragon armor, of course, one of the best armors you could have gotten, because of the plate on the dragon's body, or the scale, or whatever you want to call it. And of course, too, the power of the dragon. Dragons were A, magical, and B, huge beasts that, one stomp of their foot and you're fucking dead, So anyway, moving right along. Rant over.
Mhm.
That's what I did, and that's how things worked in Ultima. So I wish they would have made something like that when they were programming NPCs here, and their scripts and
like that is one where they took the absolute laziest way to do mobs in Shroud, and we're just going to increase.
Truth be told, how many of the staff originally who worked on Ultima worked on Shroud of the Avatar? The lazy way would have been just to copy Ultima and rip it off altogether. But hello, but
complete different 8 engine change and everything else. But
but still same language, C#, C+.
Well, completely different code bases and completely different.
Same language.
But mining is very hard. Scarce resources, maps full of annoying enemies, and sometimes quite complicated to find. I think collecting certain resources, especially the most basic ones, should look for something more relaxing. I understand with minerals or lucrative resources or to manufacture high-level items are found in areas with enemies, but I think some peaceful resource collection should be taken into consideration. Dude, why'd you mention mining when you could have just mentioned lumberjacking and chopping down trees?
Out boundless forest. Anybody?
I mean, a boundless forest with 4 harvestable nodes of trees. It's like, it's a fucking tree. Why can't I walk up and chop it down?
Another great
Yes.
example. Ultima Online. Every tree
Yes.
was
Well,
harvestable.
that, and not only that, for Ultima Online, you could mine the ground. If it was a smooth patch, you could mine it.
You could mine rocks on the ground. It wasn't
Yes,
actually
yes.
the ground. If there was a
Sorry.
rock there,
Rocks.
if there was a rock there, you could mine it. And again, most of the time that was just plain iron ore. But the way they actually
It doesn't
did,
matter.
the way they actually did
variety of ores.
randomization of ores was really, really cool too. Because eventually,
Wait, did they ever actually randomize the ores in UO? I just remember like everybody camping specific spots because that's where the ore spawned.
they spawned there, but there was a slight problem because there would be a refresh rate of where it was, and it would stick to a general area, but there was only X amount for X amount of time. So say it was a spawn of 100 ores every 10 hours. It would either take some time to regenerate, or you had to be lucky that nobody had been there for a while. But
Yeah.
again, you could mine just about anywhere. There was a rock.
Yeah.
Your biggest problem was carrying it and your pickaxe.
Pack mule. And if you played Feluca like I did, then the occasional red that would come by and just bitch slap you because you're overweight. Easy killing.
Hopscotch.
Yep. Yeah. Cast the gate spell and go through it. Yes. Then after that, localization remains stagnant. Perhaps the use of AI for more automatic translation. There may be errors, but it'll always be better than having texts in different languages mixed together. Those localization projects haven't done anything in 7 years?
At least.
And even that, you have to remember that Mexican Spanish is different than South American Spanish, which is different than Spanish, and Filipino Spanish.
Different than high school Spanish.
That's right.
And which is all different than high school Spanish.
Different than Spanglish, yes. But it's really local.
Well, the coming over to the MooBot and clicking that close button and that announce button. So that way we can sit there and say, Morkin is the winner of a streamer bundle on my stream. Okay. And I actually have to grab more streamer bundles out of my box.
Night Rider, come on over.
And send out that one to Morkin. So check your in-game mail there, Morkin, because you've got a streamer bundle from me.
Maybe check yours too.
Let's follow this up. The horse riding animation is a bit rough, but it takes a long time to get up and get down. It gets tiresome when you move looking for something on a map. Only, 2 years ago? They said that they're going to add additional horse stuff. Functionality. Jumping. We got the quality of Barbie's Riding Adventure, Chris's most popular selling game. It would be desirable to introduce a system for locating vendors, objects in general level and not by area. I guess he means by zone. It must be difficult to do since it already takes time to load only one area in the current search system. Perhaps the system allows you to search within a pot or town you want to search with a drop-down menu that allows you to select it and thus facilitate the search. But I think the system would limit the visit to those sites.
Okay, hold on.
You answered your own question. So he's looking for a global item search.
Well, see, but what he's asking for is actually already there. If we pull up the vendor listing in Zone, okay.
Well, no. He's looking for a global item search.
Yeah,
or a regional item search.
Which isn't going to happen, so we already know that.
Yeah.
At a general level, but with a drop-down menu that allows you to select it and thus facilitate the search, which we have. All you have to do is go to the filter and type in scroll, and anything that's a scroll within the town shows up. So, I mean, that tech is already there.
That's where I said he's already answered his question.
Yeah.
But I think the system would limit visit to those sites, which is POTs or towns that don't have the item that you're specific.
Yeah, he wants to be able to search Sultan from Miles Head is what he wants to do.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
As I said, global item search.
Well, now there's maybe a difference. Global item search would pull up everything globally. Whereas if I could just sit in Sultan and just pull up each of those individuals one by one, that would save you the tedious switching scenes, going to the town, waiting for it to load, where we could sit on the lot and we could, actually just type in Sultan.
Or even a regional search would also still limit visitation as well.
Yeah. But I mean, he what he's asking for globally, not going to happen.
Yeah,
we already know that.
No.
Yeah, so we can nix that idea, but everything else is already basically already in the game.
Yeah. I think the housing system is perfect. Nothing like it in any other game. I mean, housing system's not perfect. You can always add more stuff and make it more customizable, like the ability to paint wood and paint walls.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or put up some of that stuff that is no longer passé in modern American houses wallpaper. The instantiation system for me is the main problem. It helps you escape from enemies, but it breaks the immersion a lot and makes it so that you can barely see people playing. At times when the population is low, it is worse. I understand it's something impossible to modify at this point, and I understand there are people who like it, but it's undeniable that it is what gives the worst impression when it comes to starting to play for a newcomer. The overmap is nice and useful, but it breaks immersion. I can't think of any ideas for possible improvements. Perhaps a faceness in the roughness of moving around the map so it feels like you're flying over it. I'm sorry, I can't think of any feasible solutions to help this issue. So if we go back to like concepts for release 2, release 3, release 4, 5, 6, something in there, the overworld map used to look like a map.
You think?
And it would have like carts being pulled across the map going from town to town, instead of looking like it does right now, which is kind of like a scene. But that, and you would travel over the overworld map and it looked like an overworld. That was a change in art direction. The instances remember the overworld map as well as towns all are shared instances. It's not until you get into combat scenes where the setting for multiplayer, single player / party take into effect. Although I forgot what the 3 modes are called again. The multiplayer, open,
Private.
party, and private.
Yeah, private party
open
and
party and
multiplayer.
private.
Yeah.
And even then, if you're in an open scene and you switch it in the scene to private and then back to open, you end up with your own scene. They were expecting a much higher population than they ever got due to lack of things. Instances are always a problem, like the number of people that they can support, what they do. That's related to how they render things. Making money is complicated outside of selling Kodos. High-level players or players who have continued in the game during these years will not have this problem. But for a newcomer player, making money to be able to spend in other players' stores will be difficult and cost a lot. Perhaps the quest system is ideal for that push to make money and the most entertaining. Shroud Math? Any comments from you for making money?
Well, yeah, I think his opinion of selling Kodos is totally off the mark, first off.
Oh, yeah, because Kodos don't drop significantly enough to actually make a whole lot of money that way.
If you're
especially in the low zones.
Yeah, especially if you're buying Kodos for real money and trying to turn that into gold. I mean, you can do that, but I don't see that as being a lucrative way to make in-game money. The lucrative way, of course, we'll get into that. I don't know if we'll have time to get into that today, because there is plenty of feedback on the feedback here, which will probably take us way through tomorrow to get through all of this. But let's finish his commentary, and then we have something else that we need to get to.
Okay, the quest system is absolute shit. I mean, it is fun to have to talk to the NPCs to give you the quest, but it is difficult in many cases to find the beginning of the quest, and if said quests are going to take you to places that are difficult to solve. I did the main quest and I have the Avatar Shroud as proof, but right now I don't even know where to get more important quests, so I see a problem there. Revising the quest system to make it more pleasant may lose the old school charm, but there are ways to preserve it with corresponding artistic sections, scrolls, etc.
Yeah, it's called Look at Your Compass. Very easy. Look at your compass. If you haven't done a quest and there's one available in the scene you're in, you will see a blue sparkly thing on your compass that tells you that there's a quest there.
The weird thing is, I should have blue sparklies in Owl's Head because we haven't done all the quests in here.
Yeah.
But I don't see them. I do not have any blue sparklies in Owl's Head.
If you go to south.
I'm looking south.
It's hard to see, but there's so many things there that it's almost impossible to see with all the other stuff. But right next to the S in mine, you'll see the blue sparklies. At least you should. I see actually 2 of them up there when facing due south.
I've got to possibly move closer. How do I not have any blue sparklies?
Maybe you've done those already.
Maybe.
Visit the devotional shrines. Tell the Brookside caretaker you don't have that one. You've probably already done it.
Nope, I don't have any blue sparklies in Owl's Head.
Yeah, you've probably done that then. Whatever that one is. And then what's the other one? I see another one here. The Owls had Tour Guide Grand Tour, which I don't know why that would still be sparkling for me because I've done that. But yeah, and then as I spin it around, all the way, if I'm looking at the set like we normally do, all the way to the very right side, there's just a blue sparkle that just pulsates off to the end of the compass, letting you know that there's something somewhere on your compass that requires attention. So,
okay. So, Laz, the other thing is hit the J key.
The journal. Oh yeah, look at that. The journal.
Now, there are things. Now, ideally, this should be broken up by region, followed by town, and within the journal tasks, there used to be some things where it says difficulty. Not all of my quests actually have a difficulty rating. So since I am such a high adventure level, relatively.
First off, the folks out there are saying there's a toggle for that, and that you may have turned off because it defaults to off. Setting in options that says highlight on compass, which you probably never turned on.
Yeah, possibly. But within the journal, there is a difficulty rating for majority of quests, not all quests.
Where do you see a difficulty rating?
Click on, like, I've got Tell Godbird of Cudgel's Reaction, which doesn't have one, but Eliminate Threats does have a difficulty.
I'm just looking. Oh, okay, I see. You actually have to click on each task. Find the mayor's key house, difficulty easy. Visit the devotional shrines, difficulty easy. Defeat all the anti-courage Kabbalists, easy. Brookside caretaker, easy.
Yeah, it would be awesome if these would tell me the region that I need to be in or the particular town that I need to be near, right? This does not help me at all with all these different things unless I click on the individual ones.
Oh yeah, you have to, click on them.
But even then, some of them do not tell you where it is at.
Well, why don't I just give you the answer and give you a cookie for?
If I have the quest, I know the region that I acquired it and the town that I acquired it, and I know the description.
No, because you could have acquired the quest in Sultan for something that's someplace halfway across the map. Just because you acquired it in Sultan does not mean it's taking place in Sultan.
Now, at the same time, the next steps, there were clues that said, hey, the next step is in this region.
Well,
there is a clue somewhere that would tell you where you need to go.
But anyway, moving right along.
And the lack of organization does make things more difficult than it really needs to be. And that's all to finish. I want to thank the developers for pushing the game forward. I really appreciate what you do. Please consider the feedback points. I hope we can continue enjoying the game for many more years, and that all see it. One more thing. Allow mounted combat.
Yes.
It may be difficult to implement, but it would be amazing. Thanks for reading, and keep up the good work. Just remember, you can climb ladders while mounted, but you can't open a door. Shroud logic.
Yes.
You can climb a ladder while you're mounted?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I never
Yes.
tried that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to open this next.
That's actually really easy to demonstrate, and just find an airship in here. Go over to the balloon.
Was that a sneeze or bless you?
Yes, that was a sneeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a
Yeah.
mount available. I do, but let's see.
And I do, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
do.
over to the airship or the balloon that is near our
Yeah,
lot,
right here. If I
and I am mounted still.
Where is that? It's right here, isn't it? There it
It's
is.
behind the house.
Yeah. I just
Yes.
gotta find exactly where it is. Oh, it's way over there. Okay. He's got it way back here.
Dun 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 dun. Shroud logic.
Yes.
I can climb a ladder while mounted, but I can't open a door.
Yes. My horse can get into a hot air balloon, which is
Yes.
physically impossible in real life. Well, I guess maybe not physically impossible, but yeah.
It depends on the hot air
Yeah.
balloon size. I like all the yes, but Shroud logic. So where are we going to next? Because you did say you did have something else you wanted to talk about.
We're gonna go to that shared
Picture?
text.
That little picture.
Picture. Discord.
Well, yeah, it's a picture of the shared text.
Oh, well, if you want to call it that, it's a screenshot.
It is
Yeah.
a screenshot of a wall of text that was posted 1:24 at 8:51 p.m. whatever time zone the person is in by Ravelox. Because posting things in one place
Where nobody goes.
where not as many people go is excellent. So, Ravelox, thank you for your thoughts. Though it is true, our population is low compared to other MMOs. We do have a dedicated player base of tens of people. And the new generation of the dev team has been doing wonders in cleaning up bugs and stabilizing the game. Hey, lads, remind me who was in charge of things for the only 2-week outage of Shroud of the Avatar.
I couldn't tell you. It's either Chris or Ravelox, one of the two.
Well, remember, Chris was working on his NFT game and not around.
I wasn't here.
You were on vacation.
I was
during
in the
that
Mediterranean.
2-week outage.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have CRS syndrome. I couldn't tell you what I had for dinner yesterday. I could tell you that. But
big hint. It was Ravelox in charge of things.
Yeah, well, one of two
we
people.
We continue to add to the game and still have expansion plans in place.
What's that, Lumir? Microphone.
Can't remember shit syndrome.
Can't remember sub syndrome.
Right.
Can't remember shit. Work is slower with a small team such as ours. When I joined the team, the first thing I did was change the visibility process and increased focus on fixing bugs. This worked well. Live game instability decreased quickly. And by the time my responsibilities shifted to project manager for the game, we no longer had constant live game issues on a monthly basis.
Backlogging and dead? No.
Yeah. Yeah. Heading into 2025, we have plans to get things moving forward with content. I started last quarter with an intensive player dungeon revamp that will be ongoing throughout the year, which will collect bugs and bring in new rooms and possibly new methods to this popular and more unique features of our game. Of course, the episodic content has not been forgotten, but I will not mislead anyone into thinking that we will complete episode 2 overnight.
11
However,
years later, still waiting.
We do plan to continue with episode 2 and have outlined what, how, and where episode 3 will be, with no delay after episode 2 is done.
10 years later.
Yeah, Tina's response: fuck player dungeons. Just fix the actual game.
Yeah, how about we get to the episodic content that we were promised and we paid for, and then you can add all the crap you want after we get all that stuff handled. How about that? Just
I want to be able to jump on my horse.
Yeah, flexible placement, all the empty promises.
Yeah,
this game is going to be abandoned. Content development is slow.
Not going to be abandoned.
No, I chose to leave that one out. Content development is slow due to the level of income the game is getting currently, because we still don't understand our fucking
revenue stream, even though
it's been pointed out to us thousands of times, but we choose to ignore it all. And we have had to update internal systems. More on that on the next live stream on the 31st. We need to look at marketing and bring more players into the game. You, our player base, can assist with this. Please support the game with a subscription. The more subs we have, especially at the higher tiers, will allow us to market the game to bring in more players, as well as budget for and hire more resources. Because we're never going to understand our own business model of what we need to do, and we're going to still offer things that we told you were going to be occurring once, and we're still going to be not honest. The game will benefit from more streamers and updated how-to videos. If you're interested in streaming and helping out, please don't hesitate to post here or in the forums to get assistance from the community.
Yeah. Because people are just dying to stream a game with less than 40 players actively on the server at any given moment.
Hey, I've got 34. I've got 34 right now.
Well, I've got a whole 37, so less than 40 still.
So we're under 50 players probably.
Yeah. But again, all the streamers who are out there, where are you all? Because I noticed two guys who have lasted through it all, and you're looking at them right here, right there.
But the silly thing is, like, the streamers start to point out really stupid shit related to Shroud mechanics, right?
Well, when you have streamers who show you stuff like, I can kill a dragon one hit because of this bug that hasn't been fixed since 2-3 years ago. Are they going to attract players to come on in and try and do that, or are they going to just get laughed at because?
So, Laz, look at your in-game right now, right in front of you. Where am I standing?
Right in your dog.
right inside the dog. It's like,
You think that would hurt the
why?
dog to put your legs through it?
Yeah. It's like, and you could, if you stood up, we could have everybody standing in one spot except for our Knight Rider, who is PvP flagged because he would have collision. Does
he? Come here, Knight Rider. Do you have collision on the dog? I want to see that.
Oh, no, nope. He can run through it as well. But the collision is only, but if you're in a combat scene, and we have demonstrated this multiple times.
See? Let me see.
You could
can I run through Knight Rider? Yeah, I can run right through him.
Yeah,
because we're not in PvP.
It's like, why am I allowed to do this?
Shroud logic.
And yes, Shroud logic, which makes no sense. These things are minor issues until you realize that if you're in combat and everything stacked on top of each other, what the fuck are you hitting and where?
Yeah, Tina hit the nail on the head. If they want more users and streamers, make the damn game better. Yes. Again,
it's called fix the fucking issues.
Follow the business model. More pixel crack, less charge $100 for one item that you think you're going to sell a whole bunch of because you only sell 20 or 30 of them, and think that that's going to pay for more developers and more everything else. Get rid of the old stuff, bring in new stuff, and do it every single month. Bite the bullet, pay an artist, and get the artist on staff doing that stuff, and you'll start getting income. Make it quick, Lomi. We gotta go.
I don't think they give a shit.
You have to get rid of the stuff that was supposed to be expired from the store a long time ago.
Yes. And I'm going to expire this giveaway right now because we are out of time.
I expired mine as well. Lomi already has his
going to get
streamer bundle.
A streamer bundle.
And I'm going to be giving away the glorious game Circle Empires to Super Dwap Forever. You like how I wanted to call it Circle Jerk Empires?
Uh-huh. All right, there you go,
Circle Empires, which is a.
I was just thinking you're going to call it Circle Jerk.
All right, final game key winner is going to go to Lomir. Lomir, you got a chance to win Soul Axiom Rebooted. Soul Axiom Rebooted. Do you want a copy of Soul Axiom Rebooted, or do you want to give it up? That's currently $7.99 on sale on Steam. Its retail value is $19.99.
I will give it up to the next person.
All right, so the next person on the list is going to be Andrea Kill on Sight. Andrea Kill on Sight, you are going to get that copy, and congratulations to you. And of course, we will be back with more on this topic with all the rest of the feedback thread on this feedback forum tomorrow, right here on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
I'm Lomir.
And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.